Welcome back to Loose Frame Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tyler Martinulich, and today's episode is presented by our good friends at Blind Tiger Coffee. For more information about Blind Tiger, why don't you check out our November episode? We had their owner, Roberto Torres, on talking about
Luis,
talking about not only Blind Tiger, but also what they do in the film industry, which is kind of a cool little connection. But we're not here to talk about that today. We are here to talk about our guests for today. So, ladies, how are you for starts?
Very, very good. I am so excited that we're going to be talking to Tian Liu today. She's a very talented person, and she's got so many gems in this episode. I'm excited.
And Bertie, what did she also found 3 years ago that we're also here to promote today?
The Tigertail Film Festival, which when you see her in a few minutes, she'll be sporting on her t-shirt, really nice orange color. But the Tigertail Film Festival, one of, I think, 2 Asian film festivals in Tampa, because we also have the South Asian International Film Festival. And that is coming up in March, Tigertail. So
March 13th, 14th?
14th.
14th.
March
Coming
14th.
up soon, though. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to our February episode. We'll be back with our friend Tian Liu in just a second. Welcome back to Loose Frame Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Tyler Martinulich, and joining me now is filmmaker, cinematographer, and the director of the Tigertail Film Festival, Tian Liu. How are you, Tian?
Good.
I'm glad to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
It's a bit dreary here in Tampa Bay today, but you braved it and the cold weather. And by cold, we mean it's like 55, 60 degrees out here. So luxury of riches sometimes in Florida. But I'm so happy to have you here today. We usually start in this podcast with some background information. You're a filmmaker, a cinematographer, but I want to know how you got to Tampa Bay. What brought you to Tampa Bay in the first place?
So I met my husband in California, and he told me Tampa Bay is a great place. There are a lot of potentials, a lot of possibility. And I say, yeah, sure, let's go.
Had you ever been to Tampa Bay before that, though?
No.
No. Did you know where it was at, or just knew it was somewhere in Florida?
I know somewhere in Florida.
Yeah.
I went to Miami before and Fort Lauderdale, but I never been here.
I guess the weather's pretty close to Southern California as it is here in Tampa. Maybe a little warmer sometimes.
Yeah.
But you are not from the United States originally. So where did you actually grow up?
So I grew up Beijing, China.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is the school system over in China, do they have a lot of digital media or filming that you learn as you're going up through the equivalent of grammar school and high school, or is that something you had to learn after you graduated?
So I always been loving film, and I always when I was in junior high school, I was in the top 1 school and in the top 1 class. But I always love like staying at home and watching Tim Burton's movies.
Yeah.
I always want to be a filmmaker, but my parents they don't want me to. So I study sports management and sport news for my bachelor degree. So after my bachelor degree, I came to Los Angeles to study cinematography and film productions.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So growing up in China, did you watch a lot? You mentioned Tim Burton, but did you watch a lot of American films? Is that common?
Yeah, I really love American films.
Yeah. What was your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Big Fish.
I love Big Fish. What a great selection. That's one that a lot of people don't know about or that a lot haven't seen, but it's beautiful. Is there a particular cinematographer that growing up you're like, ooh, I want to do what they do?
I love Tim Burton's cinematographer. His name is Philippe. He's a French cinematographer. And luckily, 2 years ago, I did a feature film with Philippe. That's a movie called A Look Through His Lens. And it's a movie about Philippe being the cinematographer, and I'm the cinematographer for it. Yeah, and he's always my favorite cinematographer.
That's amazing. So you go from sports management, broadcast journalism, or broadcast sports into cinematography. Was that scary for you? Or, I guess your parents probably weren't too thrilled that you were switching, and you had a big leap by moving over to America, but that's something you wanted to do. So did you find it came naturally to you?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I loved photography. and I got a lot of award for being the best photographer back in China. And when I was 19 years old, at that time I was a news reporter, but I decided to go to Kenya as an international volunteer. So I went to the slum in Kenya for 2 months. I teach math there, and all the kids there, they are orphan, so they never saw a camera before. So I was taking picture of them because they really need help. They don't have shoes, and they've been eating potato and rice every day. But taking picture of them can bring them such a big joy. And I also read an article about their story, and my article get published on the China Daily and China News Agency. So a lot of website they published my article. So at the moment, I realized that image has a power, and I want to use it for good. So I really want to become a filmmaker, be a storyteller, and that's why I decided to came to US to pursue my dream.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Creative, well-traveled, well-educated, and certainly a heart for volunteering and telling stories that people don't otherwise have the opportunity to tell. What about storytelling interests you, and what kind of stories do you like to tell?
Something powerful, something could maybe potentially help people change their life and give them a better life. That's something I have passion about.
Yeah. And what year did you actually move to California? I'm curious.
Around like 10 years ago.
Okay, so you've been here for about a decade, maybe a little longer. And just in that 10-year period, there's been an explosion in social media and vertical filming content,
Right.
which I honestly think originated over in China and in Southeast Asia, and now it's slowly importing into America. I know you're very, very active on social media. You're always posting videos. You always have your camera out. You have a great eye for cinematography and just
Thank you.
capturing things as they're happening. Do you enjoy the interactions you're finding online and through Instagram and other outlets? And do you find it a creative outlet that is worthwhile?
So I use social media because I have to.
Okay.
As a filmmaker, you have to marketing yourself, put yourself out there so people can see your work and know more about you. But I do see things are changing because I've been spending 8 years in Los Angeles. I just back from LA for projects. Yeah, I saw things changing. Like nowadays, there are a lot of vertical production in LA, more than indie films. I mean, on one hand, it's a great because that gave filmmakers a lot of opportunities. Pretty much all the filmmakers are making verticals every month. On the other hand, it's kind of sad for theaters.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do film festival. I want to bring people back to the theaters. Also, that our dream to see our work on the AMC big screen.
Yeah.
I do understand things are changing, but there are also potentials and opportunities along the way.
Yeah. So let's talk a little about your career. So you started out in China, again, sports broadcast. You moved to America. What was your first big break or opportunity on a film set? Was there a particular feature film or a TV show that you got on that said, "Wow, this is going to be a career now"?
After I graduated from film school, the first project I did is a feature film called Motionless, and the cinematographer is Dean Cundey. He's a three-time Oscar.
Yes, of course. I think most of our audience knows who Dean Cundey is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like his movies as well. And so it was an honor for me to be his camera operator. And it's a feature documentary. We film Obama, Oprah, and also the actor from Breaking Bad, and also actor from Superman. So he's the cinematographer. I know he has a master class, but I be able to work for him and also learn from him. So that was such an honor. For example, I think the first day, because we didn't check up the equipment, so we are losing mat box for 3 cameras. So and our first AC, and they all stress out and nobody are eating lunch. But Dean Cundey found out, and he told us that don't worry, just use some papers and to make a fake Mac box, whatever works, don't stress about it. Yeah, he was so relaxing and so chill.
Yeah, that's someone with a lot of experience that knows that, hey, I can work through this and there's
Yeah.
other ways to do things. How did you get that opportunity? Was it through someone you knew, or did you have to audition? I just want to know how you met Dean Cundey and how he brought you on to work on this project.
Yeah, so I have student films get selected in the films Cannes film festivals, and I also got like more than 100 award for being the cinematography. That's how they know about me and gave me an opportunity to do the interview with them.
Yeah, that's amazing. So where did you go from there? So right out of film school, you're working with one of the best cinematographers in history, Dean Cundey. Where do you go from there? Did you do one project after another? What was your next project you worked on?
Yeah, so it's quite interesting because after the film school, I decided to challenge myself. So I moved to New York to challenge myself. I want to see if I don't know anybody and nobody knows about me, what could I do? So, but also along the way, I realized that as an artist, you need to marketing yourself. You need to post your stuff on social media so that more people will know about you. Yeah, but the first year in New York, it was pretty difficult because I've been looking for jobs, and I think I applied 30 jobs per day, and I've been doing that for 2 months. So I probably get rejected for more than 300 times.
Yeah.
And then I got the opportunity to shoot documentary for United Nations. And after that, I worked for an advertising agency in Chelsea. I was their in-house cinematographer, producer, director, editors, customer services. They trust me to do everything. So after that, I opened my own production companies. Yeah, things been slow at the first year, but after that, starting to have more and more projects.
Yeah, that's amazing. As talented as someone can be, it just shows that, connections really help, and hard work is a must in this industry. You're right out of film school. You're working with one of the best cinematographers in the history of cinema. You have a film that goes to the Cannes Film Festival, and yet you're still trying to find a job for several months. What is the work ethic you bring to a film set in your projects? Do you believe in doing a lot of pre-production? Is it more than a passion? It's really a job for you that you take very seriously. And what kind of advice would you give to other people who might want to go into cinematography?
Definitely pre-productions. Need to understand what the director are looking for, the look they are looking for, and prepare for that. And also work closely with the producers because the budget is always limit. So just give your best work within the budget as well. Yeah, but definitely pre-production is the most important for all the productions. That can help saving budget and saving times.
So, Tian, you've worked on a bunch of projects over the years. I mean, in dozens and dozens and dozens. What is the favorite project that you worked on of everything in your career so far?
My favorite project probably is the commercial. I did it in my third trimester.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is it's a celebrity commercial, and we film Aline Gu. She's an Olympic champion, and we film her for 7 days, and we travel to 5 different cities, and that was a very interesting project because we fly to Los Angeles, and then from LA to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco to Reno, and Reno back to San Francisco. And because I was in my third trimester, and we are climbing the snowing mountains in Renos, and her schedule is very crazy every day. So we are pretty much filming like 17 hours every day.
That's amazing. I'm sure that's a story to tell your children someday that you did that. I'm sure you've worked with a lot of celebrities over the years. Is there a favorite celebrity you've worked with? Maybe not that particular project, but just someone interesting. And maybe it's a director or a cinematographer or a celebrity in front of the camera that you really enjoyed working with.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Did you
Yeah.
have a chance to work with Tim Burton?
Yeah, because I did a feature documentary called Looks Through His Lens.
Yeah.
That movie is about Phillips, and he's Academy Award cinematographer. So we filmed Phillips in Paris, and we also filmed Tim Burton, Jude Law, Julia Roberts, Glenn Close, etc. They are all the people he been worked with in the past. And I was so happy that I be able to film Tim Burton. I love him for so many years. And we shot him in his house in England. And his house, just like his movies, it's like a castle and very colorful. In his house, you won't be able to see any white walls because all the DP hate white walls. And his house, like either is red or purple or green, is very colorful, just like his movie.
Yeah. I'm curious, just because you told us the story earlier that you grew up watching Tim Burton movies and it was kind of what inspired you to be a filmmaker. Did you have a chance to tell him that story?
I didn't.
No.
Because he only gave us 20 minutes to film him because he also worked on his movies at that time, which is Beetlejuice at that time. Yeah, so we only have 20 minutes to film him.
You've traveled across the world. Where's your favorite place you've ever traveled to?
So many. I like Hawaii.
Hawaii, okay. Very tropical. My mother's actually from Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Little factoids for people out there. Just a quick question for my own curiosity. Because we're Oscar season's coming up here. Is there an Oscar nominated movie that you were really into this year? Who's your pick for Best Picture?
That's so difficult. I think they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for me to choose this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. We were actually arguing about it pretty vehemently before we started rolling the cameras, who we think we should win. We were talking before we started recording the podcast about some Oscar nominees this year. And of course, Center's director of photography is a woman of color, more importantly. And that's not as usual as it probably should be, right? There's not a lot of women working behind the camera.
Right.
What has it been like as a woman trying to come up in this industry? And are you finding it not easier? It never gets easier for anybody in the film industry, but are you finding more women are working behind the camera?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Even in film school, not too much female classmates. I think I had 3 at the beginning, but one of them studied for around a half semester, and she decided to transfer to different majors.
Yeah.
So only.
Why do you think that is? Do you find there's a hostile environment in film, or maybe it just doesn't seem like there's enough opportunities for women to go into film?
Because for being a cinematographer, it's a lot of physical work.
Mm-hmm.
It's very you need to handhold the camera maybe for 100 shots.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't want to do that. Also, it's not very glamour job because you are behind the camera. Yeah. Definitely, it's not that easy. But I really love being here. I believe that there are a lot of possibility in US. If you believe yourself, then things could happen. Like I tried to start my career in China at the beginning. That was very difficult. First, they don't trust you. They think, I remember that I got an opportunity to talk to a producer for TV shows, and I've been reading the script back and forth around like 10 times, and I write down 2-page notes that I had for that film, and I met a producer, and he didn't talk to me anything about film. They said, are you here for casting? And you probably better to be an actor for this film instead of being a cinematographer. And he didn't talk to me anything about cinematography during that meetings. So that was pretty sad.
Yeah. No, just being dismissed like that. Oh, you must be the script supervisor or the casting director. No, I'm the cinematographer. what has been the most difficult thing for you in your career so far?
In my career so
Yeah.
far? I think at the beginning, probably as an international student, you need to be able to stay here. That's pretty difficult
Yeah.
to dealing with the visa everything. But luckily, I like my film in the Cannes Film Festival 3 times, more than 100 awards for being the cinematographer, and a lot of like a TV station, newspaper interview. So that's how I be able to stay here. Yeah, and after I solving that problem, the next difficult things is probably you need to keep having projects, like keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I look back, like most of my classmates from film school, nobody doing film anymore. I'm the only one still doing it. Even our professor, they don't teach film anymore. So it is very difficult. And even my filmmaker friends in LA, they say the industry is being very slow, very difficult. It is a tough industry as always. We
Yeah.
just have to keep pushing and keep going.
Yeah. So with it being such a tough industry, as you just described, I mean, being the only classmate who's still working in film, and actually I can relate because my graduating class for my master's degree, out of the 30 of us, I think there's only 3 of us, myself included, who are working in any way, shape, or form still in the film industry. Why do you do it? Why do you put yourself through all these difficulties and the trials and tribulations? What is the joy you still find walking onto a film set today?
I feel very fulfilling. Like, because I do cinema, I have my own production company, so I also doing a lot of producing work. So I feel very fulfilling every time when I finish a project, especially being a producer, because a lot of projects we got, it's pretty much mission impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because a lot of production company, they reject that project. They think they couldn't do it. That's why those clients they came to us. For example, we got a project to shoot the cover of Forbes magazine. Last minute, I got a call like 9 a.m. the day before, and we need to shoot at 7 a.m. in San Francisco. I was in LA. So after I got the call, I prepared all the equipment and I drive my car all the way to San Francisco and did that project. I only slept like 2 hours, but everything went through for that production. I feel so fulfilling.
Yeah. Now that you're here in Tampa Bay, you're still actively working. Do you find there's a lot of film opportunities in Tampa, or just Florida at large, let's say, or do you still have to travel a lot for most of your jobs?
For me, I still travel.
Yeah.
I also did projects here. I did a project in the AMG for the NFL IPP. I also travel. I just back from Dallas
Okay.
for a project. Yeah.
So let's turn now to more about Tampa Bay. So I kind of opened that door. What year did you move to Tampa?
I moved to Tampa 3 years ago.
3 years ago, okay. And I think I met you for the first time at the Gasparilla Film Festival.
Yeah.
You were with a mutual friend of ours, Abraham, who's actually been on this podcast, Abraham Rockferry. And we were at a party and we were talking, and I knew you were somebody, but I didn't quite know who you were yet, right? And that's kind of the thing at film festivals with a lot of people. But in the 3 years that since you've been here, you've now created your own film festival called the Tigertail Film Festival. Talk to me a little bit about why you started the film festival and the need for film festivals like this.
Yeah, definitely. So for Tigertail Asian Film Festival is the only Asian film festival here, because there's nothing like this. That's why I want to create. Especially I'm from LA. There are so many Asian film festivals there. Yeah, that's why I create that, because I feel like Tampa Bay is a adopted city for me. So I want to do something giving back to the society, to the community as well. And also I want to create an experiences to bring those movie lovers, those people back to the movie theaters, and be able to watching all those classic Asian films, and also enjoy the Asian performance and also educational panels. That's why I want to create a film festival. And also people came to film festival, sometimes they will get opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So I want to do this. And since a lot of film festival is focused on very experienced filmmakers, our film festival is supporting new and emerging filmmakers. So that's something we want to do to make a difference. Because as a film school student 6 years ago, I know that as a young filmmaker, you need help. You need a stage to showcase your talents. And I want Tigertail Asian Film Festival become a stage for them. And our film festival is not just for Asian, it is for everyone.
Yeah.
It is an inclusive film festival locally.
So, you grew up watching American films like Tim Burton films, but I'm just curious from your perspective, is there something about Asian filmmakers and Asian films that is intrinsically different than American films, or something that someone who's never experienced an Asian film before, they've never seen a Wong Kar-wai film, or I can mention a bunch of others, but give me a pitch. Why should someone come to the Tigertail Film Festival? They've never seen an Asian film before. What are they in store for? What are they going to learn? What are they going to see?
So we have Asian films, we also have Florida local films. So not only they be able to see classic Asian films, for example, this year on March 14, we're gonna play Bruce Lee's movie Enter the Dragon. So we bring such a classic action Asian film back to the big screen, but also they can enjoy Florida local films. And we also have Asian performance to doing face changing and also stand-up comedy. We also have educational panels about how to raise funding for your independent films, and also the AI, what's the AI doing in the film industry, things like that.
Yeah. And since creating this film festival, you're in your third year or second year?
Third year.
Third year. Have you seen the audience grow and the support for the film festival grow over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so our first year was a big success. We only prepared the film festivals for three months, but we got more than 300 audience show up in our film festival. And even the Asian department from Tampa mayor also came to our film festival, and also the Chinese Chamber of Commerce came to our film festival. Even the first year, we got support from Jackie Chan's stunt team, and also NBA basketball player Samaki Walker from Lakers, and they are supporting our film festival. And we see that this is something that people love, and this is something they need. That's why we keep doing this.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this year's film festival. You mentioned you've got a Bruce Lee screening coming up, but what are the dates for this coming year's festival?
So it is on March 14 at the AMC Sundial from 10:30 to 9 p.m. And it's our third year this year. And so we have a 2 theaters room in the AMC Sundial. One focus on features, the other focus on shorts and a few features. And we also got a whole floor in the AMC for local business to showcase their business. And we also got Asian artists to do the Asian performance and also stand-up comedy. And we also have stunting, gonna do a stunt performance. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we also, for the short film theaters, we have a section for Florida local projects. So we're gonna showcase a lot of Florida local projects as well.
That's wonderful. And if someone wants to potentially sponsor the film festival, where can they go to help sponsor?
So they can check www.ttaff.org. We have all our sponsor information and sponsor deck on our website, so they can know more about it, and they can always reach out to us to our email, which is Tigertail Asian Film Festival @gmail.com.
And I'm assuming you can go to the website as well to get tickets and badges for the festival?
Yes.
Okay. This is the third year. What is your hope? Is this going to be a yearly thing from here on out? Are you going to expand it and grow it more and more every year?
Yeah. So the goal is to expand it every year. So we do see ourselves as a student academy in the future. That is something we want to create, and that's our goal. So definitely want to expand it every year.
Yeah. Well, it has been an absolute joy talking with you. Let's let you plug everything, not only for Tigertail, so let's get that once again, but also where people can follow your career. So let's start with Tigertail. Where can they find out more? One more time to the camera.
Yeah. So for Tigertail Asian Film Festival, you can find us on Instagram, which is Tigertail Asian Film Festival, and you can also find us on the Facebook page, which is Tigertail Asian Film Festival, and you can also find us on the TikTok. It is also Tigertail Asian Film Festival.
And for yourself, because I follow you on Instagram, you are prolific in your content creation. You're always posting. You have always interesting stuff, beautiful cinematography and photos. Where can people learn more about you?
So people can know more about me on Instagram, which is Tian.Liu.movie, and they can also find me on my website, which is www.tigertailpictures.com.
All right. It has been an absolute joy talking with you. I'm very excited to help promote the Tigertail Film Festival this year. We're certainly going to be there to experience it with you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for spending some time with us today. And for those at home who've been following along, we'll have all of the links to Tigertail Film Festival and Tian's personal page in our social channels. Tian, thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks
you.
for having me.
And with that, we'll be right back. And we're back. That was a great little interview, ladies.
Oh my God, it's so great. I am like astounded by her. I feel like she's a hidden gem where I'd met her a few times, but she didn't exactly give me her whole resume when I met her. And it's just the more I learn about her, the more I'm like, you are incredible.
She's crazy accomplished.
Yeah.
She is. I mean, her credits are amazing. I mean, when you think of like modern DPs, I mean, not modern, I should say, going back the last 50 years, right? There's like Wally Pfister and Roger Deakins and Dean Cundey. And to have someone who graduates film school and their first job is being the camera op for Dean Cundey, it's pretty cool. And for those who are listening along, don't know who Dean Cundey does or what he did, everything from Jurassic Park to Who Framed Roger Rabbit to Back to the Future. I mean, a bajillion different things, right? So amazing DP. What takeaways did you guys have?
I think that there's this part in this episode where she's talking about how she struggled in New York and just like, oh yeah, you don't have the connections. But then she came here. She said she's been living here for 3 years and it's also the third Tigertail. She arrived here and immediately made a film festival because she's a CEO and founder.
Hit the ground running.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, that kind of worked with her production company too. She said that first year was really slow and then it was good.
Yeah.
Like there was, I'm sure, a ramp up, but a quick one.
Yeah. But, you know, I think the takeaway for me is that, you know, no one's going to give you anything in this industry. Sometimes you just have to do it yourself. And, you know, as talented as she was, I mean, she's just coming off of projects that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. She was working with Dean Cundey just a few weeks before, and then she moves to New York, and all of a sudden she's a nobody again, right? No one's knocking on her door. No one's calling her.
Yeah.
She has to do it herself.
It's the tough thing about this
sure
industry
did.
is that you build your network where you are. And then sometimes it's so hyper specific to where you live that it's not going to transfer when you move across the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I was talking to her offline too, but one of my favorite stories and one of the favorite takeaways from today was when she was talking about walking into a producer's office early on in her career in China, and they immediately dismissed her as an assistant or, someone to get coffee and they didn't think in that moment that a woman could be a DP.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced kind of just being dismissed because of your gender before?
I mean, yes, I will say in my younger years, it was very much antagonistic, and I was very good at like making it clear, like, oh, actually, I know more than you. So it didn't happen for very long, but yeah, it's a thing.
Bernie?
Yep.
Yep.
I work on camera. It's not kind.
Aw.
Like, I know, but I know. It's unfortunate. When I was at a job where there was a counterpart of mine who was at the same level in the organization, and he was a guy. And when I showed up to that job, he had already been working there for 6 months. And they go, "Oh, good. Finally someone to throw all of our birthday parties." Huh? So I have to buy streamers twice a month, every month for the whole year? What about him? He's been here for 6 months. And they were like, "I know, but he's like, now we have someone to do it." And I went, What are you talking about? It's an Amazon order. Oh, I'm getting hot. It's still ridiculous to me. Anyway, point is, yeah. Though there was a situation where I was demoted from producer of a show, of one specific show, because another girl came in, which, sounds good, give her some, something to produce. But then after I got kicked off that show, they kept asking me to make the coffee and go get pizza for after the show. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a producer job.
Yeah.
And I sat right in my desk and
this conversation is going in a different direction than I thought it was going to go in. But because we
can
brought
pivot.
this up, because we brought this up, I was at Chili's last night with my partner, and it's late. We just want to get a bite to eat real quick, and we're watching on TV, and this commercial comes on, and it's like, "Remember to be a good dad." And my partner is Courtney is watching this. She's like, I have never in my life seen a commercial that said you should be a good mom. And we started talking about like weaponized ignorance and how men just kind of feign like, I can't do that. That's a woman's job.
Well, and it's interesting
and
to see.
translates sometimes.
I just realized something. I completely forgot about this, but I think the main advantage I have over not getting someone being like, well, you're a woman, is that my name is Sam Allen in every single interaction I have with people. So
they assume you're a man just by your name.
I'm like, hi, I'm Sam. And they're like, oh, I fully thought you were a man. And it just kind of it tickles me. I don't like, it doesn't make me mad. But I feel like, it's like, oh, okay, well, I can't erase all the competence I thought you had.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing out there. So I don't want to go completely negative on this.
That is actually for our March episode, which you can catch next month with Chelsea Butts.
Yes.
We'll be talking about
in honor of Women's Month.
We'll get into it
let's talk a little bit about marketing here, because I mentioned at the sign-off of the interview that, she's prolific on social media, and holy cow, is she ever. She is constantly posting, and not just, AI slop stuff. I mean, no AI slop stuff at all, but like it is just amazing the amount of content that she's constantly creating and putting out there, not for her own ego, but to always be marketing herself to get to that next job.
Yeah, and it's high quality stuff, and it's unique stuff. Because with the festivals, we see so many festivals in Tampa, and there's only so many ways to promote a festival, right? Here's the schedule, here's what we're looking for, maybe some talking heads, maybe a fun, like, let's tour the venue, but Tian's doing like unique stuff. Every video that we've been tagged in for Tigertail so far has been something where I then go, oh, we should have done that with GIF. Like, that's genius.
Yeah, no, she's an incredibly humble person when it comes to that too, because we had a meeting with her a few months ago, and we were talking about like, oh, hey, we'll help you promote this. And she was like, oh, do you have any, tips for social media? I just looked her straight in the eye. I was like, oh, you don't need our help.
Yeah, we need your help.
I was like, legitimately, your content is amazing. And she was just like, oh, wow, thank you. It's just, I love her content.
We actually
too.
need your help.
Yeah,
I know. We actually would love some tips.
A cinematographer on our marketing team? Yes, please.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. There are 1,000, in fact, almost 6,000 festivals nationwide. The average festival never sees year 10. You're lucky to get to year 2. As you mentioned, she moved to town 3 years ago and immediately starts her own film festival. Now she's in year 3. They went from a small little event. I shouldn't say small, it's 300 people, but in a single screen. Now they're at a multiplex AMC Sundial, which for those who don't live in the Tampa Bay area, it's one of our largest multiplexes in the area. On 2 screens, an entire day of content from the morning till the evening, capping off with a wonderful party. She's pulled together like an Asian market, an Asian business owner symposium. She's got some great networking events planned for the day. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not to say she doesn't have people volunteering to helping her, but I will say that it's mostly her. Like she's willing this into existence. And I think that's incredibly admirable.
Yeah. Some people are so good at what they do, just everything they do. And she feels like one of those people.
Yeah, just that passion and that fire. And she also does that on both sides of the bay.
Mhm.
So I was talking to her, and she says like, "Oh, hey, I'm doing this in St. Pete this time, but last year we did it in Tampa." So it's like, oh, you managed to get connections all across the bay and have been able to pull this off multiple years. I just think it's great.
Which can be tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it also can't be discounted that she's so successful and she's doing so well, and she is also an immigrant who does not speak English as a first language.
Yeah.
Which I think, especially now, is important to mention. But I mean, we have some of the best crew members in the whole world, it feels like, right here in Tampa.
Mhm.
And we're so blessed. And it's crazy. People are coming here from all over. I mean, she came here from California, New York, China.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, her credits are truly amazing. She's worked with some incredibly famous director of photographies and directors over the years. She's very humble, as you mentioned, and there is a bit of a language barrier there. But to be able to dismiss Florida or Tampa Bay or Central Florida as a place where there's not great crew is an absolute lie.
It's insane. It's a lie.
There's some amazing people working at a very high professional level consistently that live here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and in every corner of Tampa Bay too. Like, I think we could probably sit down, the 3 of us, with a map, and there's people everywhere, both sides of the bay, as far down as Sun City and up by Wesley Chapel. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of the episode here. We'll obviously do our own little promotion for the podcast and what we do, but I want to really promote Tigertail one more time. So, Bertie, why don't you give us where we can learn more about Tigertail and where we can get tickets, or if you're interested in sponsoring, how you can reach out.
So Tigertail has a website, so you can go ahead and go on their website for all their scheduling and information like that. They have a, like you said, prolific social media account at Tigertail Film Festival. That's correct, right?
That is correct.
Cool. And Tian has her own social media also where she promotes everything. That is Tigertail Pictures for Tian and Tigertail Asian Film Festival for the festival. And that's March 14th at the AMC Sundial. We will be there.
Yes, and
Exciting.
we can't wait to see you there.
Yep.
Yep.
Year 3. And I think it's really important to have a film festival that is unique and targeted for not necessarily a niche audience, but exposing people to a culture that they might not butt up to otherwise.
Yeah, and Tampa has a really good reputation of doing that, right?
Yeah.
We have the Latin Film Festival. We just had the first ever Florida Arab Film Festival.
Mhm.
We have TIGLIF. We've got the Jewish Film Festival coming up, or actually when this airs, we'll have just passed because it's mid-February. So luckily, I think majority are festivals that you experience a culture you wouldn't normally.
Yes.
Yes. And also next year, if you are one of the runners of this film festival, please remember in a month in advance to let us know, because we want it come out to as many as we can.
Yeah.
And
And
help
if you let
promote.
us know, we can help promote it as well.
Help
So,
promote it.
well, with that, ladies, let's wrap things up here. So final thoughts from you, Sam.
I'm excited for the film festival. I can't wait to go.
All right. And then Bertie.
I hope Tian doesn't leave Tampa.
There you go.
I hope she never.
She did say
finds-
she felt like Tampa was her adopted home. So
Aw.
that was heartwarming to hear. So Bertie, walk us out of this. Where can people learn more about the Loose Framing Podcast?
We are Loose Framing Podcast. You can stream us anywhere you stream podcasts. You can watch us in action on YouTube, which is where you're seeing this now if you're seeing this. And you can follow Film Tampa Bay at Film Tampa Bay. Across the board, we kept it easy.
And with that, we thank you guys for watching. Special thanks to Blind Tiger for sponsoring us, and we will see you next time.